What if I told you that the most dangerous financial product of the last decade isn't a credit card, isn't a payday loan, it's something millions of people use every single week without thinking twice. Buy now pay later apps like Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm have quietly become one of the most sophisticated debt traps ever engineered, and the companies behind them are making billions off the fact that you think you're being smart with your money. Let me show you exactly how this works, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here's the basic pitch. You're at checkout, you see a pair of shoes for $200. The app steps in and says, "Hey, why not pay just $50 today and $50 every 2 weeks?" Feels harmless. Feels like budgeting. But that psychological reframe is worth billions of dollars to these companies, because research from Stanford University published in 2022 found that splitting a purchase into installments causes consumers to spend an average of 45% more per transaction than they would have if they paid up front. The pain of paying, which is a real neurological event in the prefrontal cortex, gets diluted across time, and your brain stops associating the shoes with $200. It only feels like $50. Now here's where it gets darker. A 2023 Consumer Financial Protection Bureau report analyzed 180 million buy now pay later transactions and found something alarming. Users of these apps carry an average of 3.7 active BNPL loans simultaneously. That means the person splitting their shoes into 4 payments is also splitting their groceries, their gym membership, and their Amazon order. The total debt accumulates invisibly because none of these appear on your credit report in real time. Your bank doesn't see it. Your credit card company doesn't see it. You don't even fully track it yourself. Klarna alone had over 150 million active users as of 2023. Afterpay processed more than $20 billion in transactions in a single year. And here's the number that should stop you cold. According to a LendingTree survey from 2023, 43% of buy now pay later users reported missing at least one payment in the past year. Miss a payment and the late fees kick in. With some providers, a single missed payment on a $100 purchase can trigger a $10 fee, which is effectively a 10% penalty. If that happens twice, you've now paid 20% on top of the purchase price, which rivals or exceeds the average credit card APR. But the late fees aren't even the biggest danger. The biggest danger is what BNPL does to your spending baseline. A 2022 Harvard Business Review analysis found that consumers who regularly used installment payment apps increased their total discretionary spending by an average of $1,200 per year compared to those who paid with cash or debit. That's not because they needed $1,200 more stuff. That's because the friction of paying was removed. And when friction disappears, spending expands to fill the space. The apps are also engineered to push you back in. Klarna's app functions as a full shopping platform. It shows you curated products, sends you notifications about deals, and uses your purchase history to recommend items it knows you'll want. It's not a payment tool. It's a shopping engine that happens to offer financing. The entire product is designed to keep you in a loop of browse, split, repeat. What about the credit score impact? This is where it gets complicated. Most BNPL providers do a soft credit pull when you sign up, so it doesn't ding your score at first. But if you miss payments and the account goes to collections, that does hit your credit hard. And starting in 2024, major credit bureaus including Equifax and TransUnion began incorporating BNPL data into credit files, meaning your score can now be damaged by debt that was never visible before. So what do you actually do with this information? First, audit your current BNPL balances right now. Open every app and add up your total outstanding payments. Most people are shocked by the real number. Second, apply a 48-hour rule before any BNPL purchase. If you still want it in 2 days, buy it with a method that respects the full price. Third, if you need installments to afford something, that's a signal the item is outside your actual budget, not a workaround for your budget. Fourth, use a zero-based budgeting app like Inab or Copilot that forces all debt, including BNPL, into one visible dashboard. The companies building these apps are not your financial partners. They are extraordinarily profitable because you spend more often, and sometimes pay penalties on top. The brilliance of the trap is that it looks like a tool for financial control when it is actually the opposite. Now you know.